Hello and welcome to BrainSation channel, your go-to place to learn more about our brains and grow together. Today we will cover the following topic: rewiring the brain, how dynamical neurofeedback supercharges learning. Here is the question: have you ever sat down to learn something new, maybe a foreign language, a musical instrument, or even how to code, and thought, why is my brain fighting me? You practice, you repeat, you drink coffee, you push harder. But the knowledge just doesn't stick. We understand you. There are millions of people facing the same challenges daily, yet we know there is an alternative reality. Just imagine if your brain had a reset button. Imagine if you could gently nudge your nervous system back into balance so that learning didn't feel like climbing Mount Everest, but rather like riding a bicycle downhill. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's not. Today, we're going deep into the world of dynamical neurofeedback, a powerful, fascinating technology that helps the brain regulate itself, unlock its natural flexibility, and supports easier, faster, and deeper learning. So take some time and settle in a comfy chair or sofa, because by the end of this video, you won't just understand what dynamical neurofeedback is, you'll start wondering how you ever tried to learn without it. Part 1. What on earth is dynamical neurofeedback? Okay, let's break it down without frying any neurons. When most people hear neurofeedback, they picture scientists hooking electrodes to someone's head and showing them a video game where their brainwaves control a rocket ship. And that's not wrong, as it's a great metaphor to traditional neurofeedback. But dynamical neurofeedback is very different. Think of it less like forcing the brain to hit a target, and more like holding up a mirror to the brain so it can see itself, reorganize, and become more efficient. It works like this. Sensors pick up your brain's electrical activity. A computer processes that data in real time. Then, instead of telling your brain what to do, it gives your brain little cues, like subtle pauses in music. These interruptions signal, "Hey brain, look at yourself." And your brain does what brains do best: it adapts. In other words, your brain tunes itself. And here's the essence: a brain that's balanced, flexible, and regulated is a brain that learns better. Part 2. Why learning feels hard in the first place. Before we dive into how dynamical neurofeedback supports you, let's ask, why does learning often feel like banging your head against a wall? 2 words: stress and noise. Stress hijacks your nervous system. Cortisol floods in. Your prefrontal cortex, and the part of your brain responsible for focus and planning, basically goes offline. Noise, meaning inefficiency in brain signaling, makes it harder to encode new information. Imagine trying to download a movie with bad Wi-Fi. It's slow, it's choppy, sometimes it just fails. That's your brain on overload. Ever noticed how you learn faster when you're calm, curious, and having fun? That's because your nervous system is in balance. And that's exactly where dynamical neurofeedback comes in. Part 3. The brain's natural superpower, neuroplasticity. Here's the good news: your brain was built to learn. It's plastic. Not plastic like Tupperware, but neuroplastic, meaning it can rewire, adapt, and create new pathways at any age. Every time you practice guitar chords, repeat a new word in Spanish, or try a tricky dance move, neurons are firing and wiring. But here's the catch: plasticity thrives when your brain is balanced. If your brain is overstressed, underslept, or deregulated, plasticity slows down. New learning feels sticky. Dynamical neurofeedback doesn't force plasticity. It clears the runway so your brain can take off. Part 4. How dynamical neurofeedback supercharges learning. All right, let's get into the meat of it. How does this tech actually help you learn faster and better? First, regulation of brain states. Dynamical neurofeedback helps the brain escape from stuck patterns, whether that's anxiety, distraction, or fatigue. A regulated brain can shift easily between focus, relaxation, and rest, the states you need for learning and memory consolidation. Second, increased focus and attention. When noise drops and brain signaling smooths out, focus sharpens. It's like cleaning a dirty windshield. Suddenly, you can see clearly. Third, faster recovery from mistakes. In learning, mistakes are gold. Dynamical neurofeedback helps the nervous system stay calm after errors, instead of spiraling into frustration. Fourth, better sleep, better memory. We learn during the day, but we lock in that learning at night. Dynamical neurofeedback helps with sleep management and enhances learning capacity, that in turn turbocharge memory consolidation. Finally, flow states. Many people report entering flow, that magical state where time disappears and learning feels effortless, more often after neurofeedback. And now let's deep dive in real stories from classrooms to concert halls. Science is great, but stories bring things to life. Kids with ADHD using dynamical neurofeedback often find they can sit through lessons, absorb material, and actually enjoy learning. Grades improve not because they got smarter, but because their brains got calmer. Pianists and violinists often use it to improve practice efficiency. Less frustration, more flow. For athletes, learning new techniques, strategies, or even plays becomes easier when the brain isn't stuck in fight or flight. Finally, adults. The lifelong learners that are, for instance, picking up a new language or new skill at work with more ease and less burnout. So, what's the science so far? Is this magic? No. Then science? Yes, and it's an evolving field. Studies show improvements in attention and executive function, stress regulation, sleep quality, emotional balance. And while research on learning specifically is still building, the evidence is strong that a regulated brain is a better learning brain. Think of dynamical neurofeedback not as a pill that teaches you calculus overnight, but as a tool that clears the fog so you can actually drive the car of learning. Let's also talk about misconceptions and myths and clear the air. Dynamical neurofeedback makes you a genius instantly. Nope, it optimizes conditions for learning, but you still have to practice. It's brainwashing. No, it doesn't put anything into your brain. It simply reflects activity back to you. It's only for people with problems. Wrong. Just like athletes train their bodies, learners can train their brains. Finally, let's have a brief look into desired future of schools, skills, and beyond. Imagine classrooms where students start the day with a short, dynamical neurofeedback session. Their brains are calm, focused, ready to learn. Imagine language learners shaving months off their study. Imagine surgeons practicing delicate procedures with sharper focus, or pilots training with less stress. That's the potential. We're only scratching the surface. So what's the takeaway? A simple question. If your brain could learn faster, deeper, and with more joy, would you want that? Dynamical neurofeedback isn't a magic wand, but it is a mirror. A mirror that helps your brain see itself more clearly, regulate itself more naturally, and open the door to the superpower it already has, the ability to learn, change, and grow at any age. Because at the end of the day, learning isn't just about cramming knowledge, it's about becoming more you. And when your brain is in balance, you're not just a better learner, you're a better human. Thanks for watching. If this blew your mind, smash that like button, share it with your learning buddy. Subscribe for more deep dives into the science of the brain and the future of human potential. In case you want to experience it yourself, contact us in the comments or at brainstation.net on LinkedIn.